Honestly, it's been 3 days. Rest. Stop trying to convince us that you like Anton. Stop trying to convince everyone else in the villa that you like Anton. It's been 3 days. Rest. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing okay and everybody is doing well. As always, another day, another Love Island review. And yeah guys, we're sticking it out. We literally have, tomorrow's Friday, so 1, 2, 3 more episodes live, 3 more episodes until the season ends. And as much as the last few episodes actually do feel quite dry, you guys know I'm not just going to leave you hanging, okay? We still have to get these reviews going, even until the last minute of Love Island. So don't worry, I got you. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Before we get started, also, some of you have been messaging me regarding Love is Blind, because you guys, we discussed it on, I think it was either the last live or the live before, that we're going to be doing reviews, because some of y'all are asking. But I haven't yet watched it. My cousins have honestly been messaging me as well if I've caught up, but I haven't. So I'm going to start watching it from this week, not this weekend, possibly from tomorrow, and then start pumping out reviews from the weekend onwards, because I'm just trying to work around my schedule and make sure I can also be as consistent as I've been with Love Island. And yeah, you guys know a lot of shows are overlapping right now, but don't worry, the reviews are coming. I got you, boo. But yeah guys, as always, please get cozy and comfy, the hot Ibina or some snacks, and let us get into today's review. So let's start off with the post-Valentine's. You guys know in yesterday's episode, the guys done a very cute gesture in which they set things up, got some teddies, got some chocolates, got some drinks, and pretty much just set up a little Valentine's shindig for their girls. So the girls were speaking about being happy, and the guys are also speaking about being happy as well. And of course, it was confirmed that George and Tyves, although they did make it official, because you guys know, not official, you know, we mentioned it yesterday, like what exactly does exclusive means, because our understanding from Love Island is exclusive is the stage just before girlfriend and boyfriend. But yeah, they pretty much just clarify the fact that yes, it is the step before girlfriend and boyfriend, and of course they do want to take each other very seriously. Nothing else to discuss other than the fact that the girls are of course really happy, and so were the guys with the gestures that their partners gave them. And love is love, you know, love is beautiful, and I think everyone deserves to experience love in any capacity. So it was really cute to kind of just see everyone really happy. Now let's move on. Something in my nose. No, okay, cool. Anyway, let's move on to Molly and Arabella having a conversation. And she said that she can't find any fault in Tom, and that she's really happy that she's, you know, really developing feelings for him. I already said this in my previous reviews as well, that I think they go really well together. Like, they do look really cute together. And I don't have a problem with Tom and Molly, I'll be honest with you. I really like Molly. I think Molly is, honestly, she's been a star for this season for me. She doesn't hold back. She's very straightforward. She speaks her mind, and that's the type of babe that we stand on this channel. Maybe because I speak my mind as well, which is why I do these reviews. But of course, she now ended up crying when Arabella actually asked her, you know, what did you feel about, you know, the whole Jess and Callum situation? Because, you know, Jess was also speaking to the girls about how happy she is that she found Cal and how happy they are and everything. And what was really weird was, number one, I think Arabella, as much as many other people, can possibly see that Molly defo still has feelings for Callum. But what was really weird was Molly now started crying, and she kind of twisted it to make it seem like she's just so happy for G as in Georgia H, that, you know, she's been treated so bad on the outside, and, you know, I'm just so happy she found Anton. I don't know if I feel like those tears correlated to the situation. I feel like the tears, in my personal opinion, was because she, I don't know guys, what do you think? I don't know, I feel like the tears were just a bit weird, because even when I was writing my notes, I was like, wait, why is she crying again? Is it because of the Callum and Jess situation, or is she crying because of Georgia H and Anton? Because I don't see why she'll cry about Georgia H and Anton. Do you get what I mean? So it was a bit interesting, but yeah, I feel like, as much as, I don't know guys, you guys know, I really like Molly and Callum together, even though they're not together, but a little reunion between them was what many of us were hoping for, but I think that door is closed, and maybe the public just honestly need to let it go. Now, let's move on to Josh and Georgia H having a conversation. Everything that I said yesterday still stands, i.e. I feel like Georgia H genuinely wants to try and convince herself as well as other people that her and this Anton situation works, and it's honestly not that deep. So they were having a conversation, and she said that she feels like he had a negative opinion on her couple with Anton, and especially because you are my friend of 10 years, Josh. Honestly, I just thought that you would be there for me. And I just kind of feel like you can't make Josh change his mind or change his opinion. And on top of that, clearly you care so much about what other people think about your situation with Anton, because in my personal opinion, I did already say this, I said the gig is up. That's the truth of the matter. I feel like the gig is up, and she's pretty much triggered at the fact that everyone has pretty much clocked on. We've been saying that Georgia H wasn't that into Anton, and I think now she's really trying to force the storyline and also convince herself and also convince other people as well. But the truth of the matter is she honestly just needs to let it go. She then got up and done a demonstration on how Josh basically should have fought for her as her friend instead of just walking off and stomping off the fire pit. But Josh was like, I will do that again if you guys drag me to this fire pit. I'll be honest with you, because my opinion is my opinion, and that doesn't change the fact that we don't need to be friends, or we do need to be friends. So I feel like the 10-year friendship comment was quite irrelevant, if I'm going to be honest with you. And once again, it sounds like she's trying to convince other people so that she can try and convince herself even more. But people have their opinions, and people's opinions are valid for them. So just let them be. I'm very happy Josh honestly doesn't have her time. Of course, at night time as well, everyone was in a really good mood because of the night that they had. But Josh was also speaking to Sophie, who I really like, by the way. I wouldn't mind Josh and Sophie getting back. I need to slow down. Someone commented on my videos that I speak way too fast. I'm so sorry. Breathe. But I do really like Josh and Sophie together, and I wouldn't actually be mad if they actually won, if I'll be honest with you. But Josh was also telling Sophie, like, you know, she mentioned this 10-year friendship thing and everything, and he just said he just doesn't care. And I don't think that's a heartless response to everything, because we're 3 days into this storyline and you still keep trying to get everyone else's opinion on Anton and you, when you should really gather that opinion for yourself and figure out what you want to do moving on. But that's just that. Now let's move on to the morning chats. Not much to discuss other than we'll get into what some of them were saying. Arabella was saying that she questioned if she will find someone, and she's so happy that Adam is the type of guy that she found and she wants to bring him home. I can tell that she is a die-hard, lover-hard, something, full-hard type of person, because honestly, sis met him and within 12 hours decided this is going to be my husband and the father of my kids. Okay? But once again, I said it in my previous reviews and I'll say it again, I do feel like she just needs to lay it on a bit more thin. I think she flirts way too hard, way too quick, and in order for successful relationships to work, the guy needs to graft for you. If you graft for him, he's going to get lazy and also quite laid back, and you're going to regret it. Moving on to Georgia H, she was speaking to Callum about Josh saying things about, Paul Josh to a fire pit yesterday, and that was his opportunity to tell me about what people have been saying, but he didn't even say it, and I just feel like that's just not the type of friend that I want to be around. Honestly, it's been 3 days, rest. Stop trying to convince us that you like Anton. Stop trying to convince everyone else in the villa that you like Anton. It's been 3 days. Rest. Okay? And Josh said that he doesn't have time for her, and if that's the type of vibe she wants to have, i.e. she doesn't want to be my friend, then it is what it is. And I agree, it genuinely is what it is, because you're dragging this out now and we actually just don't care. Now, of course, you know, the boys end up getting a text that it was time for them to have a lad's day out. But before we get into them speaking, let's go back to the villa. I really narrate this episode. Like, all my reviews are really narrations of this episode, which is quite interesting. Anyway, that's what these are, reviews there. Let's go back to the villa, and Georgia H was saying that once again, still speaking to Arabella and Georgia S about the Anton and Josh situation. Once again, rest. Like, we're tired, we're bored. And what was so interesting was Sophie was on the beanbags. I forgot who she was with, but she was like, oh my gosh, is she still going on? Is she still going on? Like, nah, this is annoying me now. This is honestly just annoying me. Like, get over it. And I agree, get over it. Like, every opportunity you get to speak to someone in the villa, it's Anton. Oh, Josh done this. Josh said this. Josh said, like, how do you feel about your situation with Anton? Because whatever you feel is what you should run with. Stop trying to convince other people to jump on this bandwagon. They don't care. Okay? I'm sorry, that may have sounded really harsh, but they don't care. Okay? And I'm very happy that Sophie pretty much was standing on business and is supporting her man, because I think everyone else should. The problem is everyone else keeps feeding into her delusion, which makes her think that it's warranted to say how she feels. And that's not a bad thing, because yeah, say how you feel, but every single day, this is the topic of conversation. We're bored, sis, and I hope you're bored too. Now, of course, they ended up getting a text that they will be getting video calls from back home, and all of them started crying. What made me scream was, like, I think Sophie initially was just like, oh, because why are you guys crying? But we know she also ended up shedding some tears as well. Should we speak about the boys? It's not really much updates. It's just speaking to Toby and Callum. Not Toby and Callum. What's Toby and Callum? Or Toby and Tom? One of them, Sha. Pretty much saying that if that's what Georgia H wants to do, then that's what she can do. And Toby, of course, saying that he's locked in with Georgia. That's, you know, boys, they're really simple with this thing, honestly. So let's go back to the villa. Of course, you know, Sophie got a call from her good sis, Rochelle Humes, aka Miss Saturdays. If you don't know about the Saturdays, then you're actually too young to be watching these reviews, because how do you not know about the Saturdays? I mean, let's be so for real. But side note, Rochelle, absolutely gorgeous. Their parents snapped with the genes because they're both absolutely gorgeous as well. And we know that obviously Sophie started crying. Marvin also jumped in the shot as well. Marvin Humes, in case you don't know, JLS. Wow, they really slapped with that combo, because JLS also ate as well. You can't think, once again, if you don't know about JLS, then you're too young to be watching these reveals. My camera is flashing, so let me hurry up and finish speaking. Of course, she asked as well if she liked Josh, and Sophie was pretty much just like, no. she asked about Josh, and Rochelle, being the big sister that she is, said the truth. Like, don't get me wrong, I am really warming up to him now, but in the beginning with the whole Joanna situation, I wasn't feeling him, okay? And I'm very glad that she mentioned that, because as a big sister, I expect you to say that. Be honest with me. Tell me the truth. How do you feel about the guy that you actually like? But of course, she did say that she's warming up to him. Next, we had Georgia. Georgia's call was from Danny. You guys remember Danny Dyer from, I think Danny was in season 4. Yeah, it wasn't season 5, because season 5, we remember season 5. But yeah, she was in season 4. And I didn't know they were besties. I know they were on the same season together, but I actually didn't know they were besties. So that was actually quite interesting. But of course, she was saying, you know, I found my person, you know, me and Tybes. I just feel like he's the one. Honestly, I just feel like he's the one. And she once again confirmed that they are exclusive, but they're not girlfriend and boyfriend. And even Danny was like, babe, you need to ask him then. And she was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not asking someone if we're girlfriend and boyfriend. Okay, you just have to know. Okay. But what was quite interesting as well was they actually spoke about Molly and Callum as well, which is another storyline that pretty much resurfaces from all of the other chats as well. But yeah, that was that. Of course, you know, Georgia H, she was on the call with Olivia Atwood. You guys remember Olivia from season, not 2. Olivia, I think Olivia was season 3. Yeah, Olivia was quite early, so I think Olivia was season 3. And obviously, you know, they're besties. And of course, also with that call as well, Bradley, her new man, I think they got married maybe last year or the year before, also came into the shot as well. And they were just speaking about Anton and all the situations of that. And of course, she asked about the Josh situation, and Olivia was just like, to be honest with you, I feel like, you know, he actually does owe you loyalty. And I didn't really feel like that was the best advice, only because just because someone doesn't agree with your viewpoints doesn't make them a bad friend. And I think that storyline is just a bit, to be honest, because yeah, owing someone loyalty means also speaking your truth. And if Josh gave you his truth, then I don't think he was disloyal at all. Of course, Bradley, when he came into the shot, he was speaking about the tea with the rest of the world, with Molly and Callum wanting to get back together. And of course, that being another storyline. Now, after she finished speaking with them, she now called the girls around the fire pit to pretty much speak about what Olivia said and the whole Anton situation, and once again bringing up the whole Josh situation. And what I really loved was, even when she brought it up, Sophie was just kind of like, well, is it done now? Like, not in a rude way, but, you know, we've been going on this for a while. He said his opinion and you just keep bringing it up. And she was just like, it's not that it's not done. I just kind of want to understand why he done that. But it's not for you to understand, to be honest with you, because it was actually quite straightforward as well. But yeah, what was quite interesting as well, that in the presence of Jess, which I thought was a bit weird, she mentioned the fact that, yeah, oh my gosh, and Brad told me that everyone keeps talking about you and Callum. And Jess was just like, oh, really? And I just kind of felt sad for her, because I think Jess actually seems really sweet, but it's a bit awkward, you know, the guy that you're in a couple with and the guy that you're really getting to know and stuff, everyone keeps telling you that, oh, everyone else on the outside thinks he wants to get back with his ex. But Molly was given the face like, oh, no, it's not happening. So I think that storyline is just a fantasy for everyone, if that makes sense. Just in everyone's mind to see if it's going to work. But I don't actually think they're getting back together, guys. And I think we probably just need to accept that. But you never know. It's a small world. Anything can happen. Anything could happen. Anything can happen. All right, cool. Sorry. Moving on to Jess. Jess, her bestie, Demi, is the one that joined her call. Oh my gosh, her bestie looks absolutely gorgeous. The bob, the makeup, the teeth, the lips. Scrumdiddly yumptious. Purr. Of course, she was speaking about Callum being good looking, and of course, Jess bagging the most handsome guy in the villa, and there's no lie there. We already mentioned this. Callum is... he cute, okay? He really cute. And of course mentioned the whole Molly situation as well, because once again, the tabloids and the public and everyone is speaking about it. And what was quite interesting was Jess actually said, oh, she feels really bad, that she doesn't want it to come across like, oh, she's getting in the way of true love, which was actually really sad and also really sweet. But at the same time, I do like Callum and Jess together as well. I know people want Callum and Molly to get back together, but they know why they broke up at the end of the day, and it's not anything for us to force, really. Of course, we know that Molly, her bestie, Sophie, joined. She was also a very pretty babe. And of course, she actually had the dog there as well. Her lovely, is it Nella or Nelly? One of the two. But of course, she was speaking about Tom and how everyone really likes him back home and she can't wait to meet him. And also that Tom gives Molly the reassurance that Callum didn't give her. And that was, to me, quite a profound statement. When you're outside people and your friends and your family can look outside in and kind of identify, okay, what one man wasn't doing for you, another guy in the villa clearly is. And I did think that was actually quite sweet. But once again, I like Molly and Tom together, so I'm not mad. And last but not least, we had Arabella, her bestie Charlotte joined the call, and girl, the Wi-Fi was glitching. I literally said, connect to your hotspot. And I'm not even laughing at the fact that her Wi-Fi was glitching, because you guys know, like, on one of my lives, you remember it was giving CCTV. Ah, my gosh, it was literally giving 360p. And I remember, like, honestly, Wi-Fi sometimes just be showing up, but babe, connect to your, the way it was glitching, I even thought it was maybe my Wi-Fi. No, it was definitely her Wi-Fi. But of course they were speaking about Adam and how Adam is her person and everything. And you know, I'm happy Arabella has found someone, because in the early days in the villa, it wasn't looking promising, I'll tell you that. But it also seems very early for the type of, I don't know, love that she has for Adam, if that makes sense. So once again, it'll be very interesting to see how different things are on the outside as well, because I feel like Adam has done such weird things that make you question if he's really into Arabella, but Sis seems to really be into him as well. So at least she's found somebody. Of course, the boys ended up coming back to the villa, and we got a tomorrow night, a sneak peek of Georgia H, someone else speaking to Tom about how when we spoke to our families, they basically told us that Molly and Callum, they really people want them to get back together. And then Tom was just like, if there's even just a small bit of, you know, I guess love or like there, then it's over. And then Molly was looking over like, oh my gosh, Tom looks so pissed. So I do think the producers were very smart to try and slide that storyline into tonight and tomorrow's episode as well, because given it's the last few days of Love Island, it's like, what else more, like what more can they really give us? But I don't think Molly and Callum are going to get back together. I think it's something that we will just have in our head, just because we know that they have history in the villa. But Molly genuinely seems happy for Callum moving on, and Callum also seems quite happy for her moving on as well. So let's see how tomorrow's episode goes. But as always, guys, let me know down below what you also thought of tonight's episode. Yeah, 3 more episodes left, and Sunday we will be going on live, because Sunday will be our last live. Yeah, Sunday will be our last live. Or should we do a live on Monday, which is the last episode? I'll think about it and let you guys know. But yeah, that is the end of tonight's review. Once again, Love is Blind reviews kick off this weekend. I'm going to start tuning in from tomorrow. Just really trying to balance out my schedule, because along with these reviews and along with work and other things and events, it's a lot to kind of like juggle. But you guys know I got you, and I always have opinions. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. But other than that, I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you for being on this amazing journey with me. Peace, take care, have a lovely evening, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.